friends, do you know I had an amazing childhood? I suppose my other friend had also amazing childhood too. I remember when I was a child, I played more games. I played with my friends. I made sandcastle. I made rice and curries from soil. Sometimes we act like a father, like a mother. We played with rain. So I enjoyed a lot in my childhood and I love so much my childhood. But on current generation, it makes me gratefully for my childhood memories. So those days were like a dream. Hello my dear junior Toastmasters. Let me share with my story. Most of days I would come home, I play and do my school homeworks. One day I remember while I was coming home from the school, I went one of my friend's home without my mother's permission. And I went there and I dressed in her small frock. I started to play together. My mother is a teacher. After she coming home, she searched for me, but I was not at home. However, she find I was in my friend's home. So, do you know what happened after that? I and my friend were playing together. I saw she was coming towards me. At that time, I knew she was really angry with me, and I feel so scared. So after that, she dragged me home and hit me. So after she told me, "You must never go to your friend's home without my permission." I think it's an unforgettable day in my life and I love my childhood so much. And in my childhood, I play lots of time and I do my studies well. So I think I balance my everything. So I remember I was in grade 1 to grade 5 and grade 11 I get a second place for my term test. So but then you will think I always do studies, I always continue my lessons. No, it's not correct. I play lots of time. So I think I balance everything. Because of this I could get this win. So but on current generation it makes me so sad because of they always plays on internet and they only studies and they always continue their lessons and they forget to play. They wouldn't know how my childhood was. And I believe one of the reasons why is because they are glued to the internet. Nowadays, children compete against to get high marks on their exams. So friends against compete with their to get best marks for their exams and win the game. So I think their parents always compel them to get a best mark, get a high result for exams. In Sri Lankan educational system, I think it's depend on exams. So children in grade 1 to grade 11 and for their advanced level examination, they had to face lots of exams and they had to get high marks for them. I think it's a really pathetic situation in Sri Lankan educational systems, and most of parents always compel them to only studies and doing that studies well. After my advanced level examination, I joined Aruna Foundation. So I met there are lots of volunteers here. I asked and I find some details about primary educational systems. So I met one of the special foreign volunteer. His name was called Matt. Matt told me about UK primary educational system, about Australian primary educational system, about Brazil primary educational system. He had lots of experience these educational systems, and we could know the different things of different educational systems in the world. So he told me about Brazilian educational system. Brazil educational system is really tough and really hard. It's really complicated for students. The student must enter to primary schools 6 years old, and on currently it is illegal in Brazil educational system, but in past it is legal in Brazil educational system. So he told me Australian educational system and UK educational system is almost similar. In UK educational systems there are more rules, and on currently it is illegal. And one of the special thing in UK educational system, it is that teachers give a time to play their friends and each other. So I think it's a good way to relax mind, and it's a good way to engage with each other. And on the other hand, in Australia educational system, he told me similar to UK educational system, but one of the special things in Australian educational system, it is that the students must wear hat to go to their school. And I learned some details from internet about Singapore, Japan, German primary educational systems. Japan and Singapore educational system is really good, and I find some details that the students improve their English knowledge with a good way. We called it Kumon. Kumon is the best way to improve English knowledge, and that way using in Japan and Singapore primary educational system. In Germany, using a special way to improve English knowledge. And in German primary educational system, only use practical spoken English. They don't write English, they don't learn grammar, and they always improve their English knowledge with practically and talk with each other. So yeah, this is a special things about different countries' primary educational systems. So now I want to tell about Sri Lankan educational systems. I told earlier Sri Lankan educational systems depend on exams. We have to face lots of exams. In grade 5 we have to face scholarships exam. we called it mother's exam, because every mother's compelled to their daughters and sons to get high marks and pass that scholarships exam. And after that we have to face ordinary level examination, and after next two we have to face advanced level examination. So I think in Sri Lankan educational system must be changed, because there are lots of problems and lots of complicated things in our Sri Lankan educational system, and there are most of children suffering from some mentally diseases, some stress like that. So we can solve that problems to play with them and engage with them every time. So finally I want to tell, we must stand together, protect our current generation childhood. We must protect their happiness, we must protect their freedom. So we must change our educational systems like Singapore, like Japan, like that best educational systems. So finally our Sri Lankan educational systems must be changed, and we can do it well, and we must protect our younger brothers and younger sisters' childhood happiness and very happily. Thank you.